And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Okay, so Liverpool have won the first leg against Fulham 2-1. Of course, coming back as the moral of the story has been so far this season. It's a trend that we're all familiar with, but of course, showed great spirit. A lot of players currently missing at this moment in time, a lot of key players missing at this moment in time. And I just want to say, yeah, I'm happy. Again, Jurgen Klopp making game-changing, big game-changing changes within the game. And again, credit to the manager once more. But credit to Curtis Jones again. Curtis Jones has been a player that's really impressed me so far this season. And again, got his goal. And of course, was a part of the second goal as well to help us win the game. But yeah, Curtis Jones has been fantastic. And I was actually looking at his sort of career. Of course, we know and we rate him here at Liverpool, and especially this season, he's been doing fantastically well. But I couldn't find an England cap there. Hopefully, we'll start to see him sort of push into Gareth Southgate's plans. We certainly can't ignore him in the form that he's been in so far this season. But as I stated, a very good performance from him. Again, good to see some of the younger players coming in and helping out. As I said, we have got a lot of key players missing in this moment in time. It just shows Jurgen Klopp does trust these young players, and we do have squad depth that are emerging from our academy. I can't think of another club within the Premier League, and certainly not a top six, that actually fills the amount of sort of players coming through our academy than Liverpool do, which is really exciting to see. I know some Liverpool fans are frustrated like me. Again, I'm always voicing my concerns with regards to our lack of transfer activity in this January transfer window, and do believe that we shouldn't be relying too much on youth. But if they keep on putting those performances in, then why not? Again, we've got another huge game this weekend, of course, against Bournemouth coming up on the horizon in the Premier League. And again, it's going to be another tough test. It always is down on the south coast. They've been in decent form, Bournemouth. And just due to our current sort of crisis of players missing, Endo gone and Salah gone, representing their nation, Szoboszlai injured, Trent injured, and other players injured. I'm just hoping that we can just get through this period in January in one piece. And again, there was always the January transfer window. Hint, FSG and Jurgen Klopp. Before, of course, then we're going back to London, back down south again as we take on Fulham in the second leg. And yeah, we do hold the advantage going into it, but it's going to be a different kind of game, always is when you go away from home. And as I said at Craven Cottage this year, Fulham have actually been really good. So I do predict a different game. We have to be at our best, but we're very close to Wembley and very close to that League Cup final. At this moment in time, Middlesbrough won the first leg against Chelsea. They beat Chelsea 1-0, so here's hoping for a Liverpool-Middlesbrough final. How glorious would that be? But yeah, first leg done. And the games are coming thick and fast. We're not really getting a winter break at this moment in time. I am slightly concerned, ever so slightly, as I said, with regards to the amount of games we're playing and our actual squad depth as a result. So here's hoping we've got enough to compete on all four fronts. But look, we're not putting our foot wrong at this moment in time. We're getting the job done. I understand fans' frustrations with regards to the lack of transfer activity in this January transfer window, but we're getting the job done. We're winning matches, and that's all we want to see as Liverpool supporters. And yeah, closer to yet another final, and here's hoping we get 10 League Cups this season. That would be absolutely fantastic to see. Now, with regards to the transfer news, as I said, Trent Alexander-Arnold has picked up an injury, and some big transfer news is that Liverpool have been sparked into immediate negotiations with Preston as they look to recall Calvin Ramsey. Now, Calvin Ramsey, of course, his situation has been sort of well documented, of course, joined last summer from Aberdeen, and his time at Liverpool so far hasn't really gone swimmingly, just due to sort of injuries, no fault of his own really, and he was put out on loan at the first part of the season to go out there and try and get game time upon it. But he's only really made 2 appearances. The Preston North End manager did state that a recall is likely, and it does seem as though Liverpool aren't going to be recalling the player to cover the right-back position throughout January. I know Connor Bradley is benefiting from that at this moment in time and will benefit throughout January, probably whilst Trent is away. However, of course, with squad depth, we know the story. Nat Phillips was called back for squad depth due to our injury injury issues at the back. Owen Beck was called back as well. And as I say, now because Trent is injured, it seems as though Calvin Ramsey is going to be brought back in just for depth, though. Connor Bradley looks like he's going to be occupying that position and benefiting from it the most. And as I said, towards the end of the January transfer window, you'll probably see Calvin Ramsey go out on a second half of the season loan, which would mean we can't really play him at this moment in time, only if something bad happens to Bradley, but he is being brought back for squad depth due to Trent Alexander-Arnold picking up that injury. But if he does play, then he will likely stay at Liverpool till the end of the campaign, because you can't represent for 3 clubs in one season. So as I stated, it does look as though he's coming back, as Liverpool have entered talks with regards to it. A common theme: Owen Beck, James Bolghazi, Nat Phillips have all sort of had to have been recalled from their loans, and that looks like it's going to continue like that going forward now with Calvin Ramsey. So yeah, not really the most exciting transfer window of all times at this moment in time, but as I say, keeping you up to date with everything that is sort of going on. Even if it is slightly boring transfers, it's still sort of covered in the transfer news. So yeah, unfortunately, not the most brightest time. However, there is games coming thick and fast, as I stated earlier in the video. Next up for us is Bournemouth. And this the last part in the video, let's just discuss Bournemouth so far this season. As I said, it feels a little while now since we played Premier League football, just because of the 2 cup games. But Bournemouth actually doing pretty well. You know, we're a side that was sort of dubbed to probably go down, as they always are. Currently 12th in the Premier League. Do have a game in hand actually over 11th place Wolves and 13th place Fulham. Sit on sort of 25 points. And yeah, pretty comfortable at this moment in time with regards to the league. As I said, it's more of their recent form actually for Bournemouth that's been pretty good. Their last game was in the FA Cup. They beat QPR 3-2 away from home. They did lose their last Premier League game to Tottenham, but prior to that, beat Fulham 3-0, then of course beat Nottingham Forest, beat Manchester United, beat Crystal Palace, drew 2-2 to Aston Villa, beat Sheffield United, beat Bournemouth with their other defeat, coming all the way back at the start of November. That was a 6-1 thrashing to Bournemouth, to Manchester City. So just goes to show that they could be a side that could pose threats. We have to be the best of our game. And here's hoping that we have enough in our squad to get through this January period. I'm just slightly anxious, a little bit, even though we keep winning. I know it sounds ludicrous, it really does. It's just seeing sort of our key players just being missing and being away. I am sort of slightly anxious, but as I said, we're keeping on winning, and if there's not a problem until we do drop points or we do lose games. So at this moment in time, there is actually no panic stations. I'm just slightly anxious. I just want everything to be perfect, especially with these Premier League games. So yeah, Bournemouth is up next for us before we do take on Fulham. But Liverpool fans, that's all I've really got for you. As I said, please do let me know your thoughts with regards to the sort of transfer news. Let me know your thoughts with regards to the win last night down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Poosh.